welcome back to another base build. Now if you follow the channel, you might recognise this build, and you'll probably remember just how stupidly powerful this base really is. It really put an end to rage hits. What we're going to do today is build another version of this, but we're going to try and cut down on the cost of materials. So let's see what we can come up with. So I've built a basic ledge, and I've done this 7 wide, purely because it gives us a nice even middle bit where our beam is going to run out off that way, you know, to however far we go. We also need to be aware that the base we built was 3 deep in water, so this ledge needs to at least come out to this point, right? So if I put that there, this is going to be our floor to the actual chamber that they're falling in, right? Because then this would be 1, 2, and then 3. For the purpose of simplifying this, we're just going to do this. So we're essentially going to have a wall here, coming all the way up to sea level. Damn it! Yeah, so we've now got something like this. I'm just going to give this a 2 thick wall instead of filling the whole basin. Yeah, so now we save on, like, I don't know, 10 blocks. Yeah, so now we've got something like this. We, of course, want this to be at full height. There we go. So now we've got this. Just going to add the half block in here quick, just so we're... Put this on advanced, sorry. Just so we know exactly where we are with things. We know where we're heading. So that's going to be our first bit of logic. Then there's going to be a beam running out. Now, it's probably smart to put the beam in now, actually, so we know the distance. I'm just going to type in fin, as I always do, and use this. Now, you can probably use anything for this, to be honest. But we're going to use this because it's what I used last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6 is enough. I don't think we need to do much more than that. I'm going to copy this and just put it on the end here. Like so. Plus, with 6, you can put the whole logic in and not worry about supporting it. I think that's fine. I think that works. So now we're just going to bring our floor all the way out to where our logic actually ends. Yeah? And then you've got this. The floor comes all the way out and stops where your logic stops. That's all you need for that. Now, there's an argument probably to be had where you don't need this floor and just let them fall straight down and walk back up, but I just think that limits your filter to how you divert them away from the base. They have the freedom to go anywhere and do anything then, right? And that's not good. So we're going to stick to what we know. We're just going to put some supports on here like this so it reaches the ground, like so. There we go. This is a good start. Woohoo! Now, if it was me, I know we're trying to save on materials on this build, but it needs to work, right? If it doesn't work, then it's pointless. So I'm going to fill this in. I think on the big end game one, I filled all of the inside in, potentially. I can't really remember, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to do an outside shell for this. One thing we will do before we fill this side in is I want to double this front bit up. Now, the reason we're going to double this up is because they're falling down here. They could potentially attack this. This is going to be a point of attack. There you go. Double beef at the front there. Then we're just going to, as normal, fill in the side. She be looking beautiful. Right, up next. We want walls, so they can't just run straight off the sides. They're either going to fall down there and divert back, or they're going to fall in our little water chamber and then divert them out ourselves. Last time we had a roof and all sorts, but we're going to save on materials in that area, and we're not going to have a roof. I think we need to do one more on this, just to play it safe. I'm concerned they stop halfway on the beam and try and jump over. And we don't want none of that nonsense, right? Okay, so I'm going to use this wedge tip full. Let me just see how steep this is. This is quite steep. They can probably stand on that, can't they? Or will they? I don't know. I'm going to use it. So this is just so they don't jump over. I'm hoping that they can't stand on this. I imagine they can stand dead on the top, but that would be so accurate to land, and then you would just slide down the side. That's my full process. We'll use it for now, and we'll see how we get on. After the test, we'll know what does and doesn't work with these minor adjustments, and we can just change them. They're not a big deal. I was thinking of putting some like stairs in here or making this platform a bit smoother for them to come round. But a lot of them are going to fall down this bit and then walk around, and then you're going to block their path coming up. So I think I'm just going to leave that. I'm just going to leave that as it is and see what happens. So I just want to build somewhat of a wall up here, just so they can't maybe path to that on the edge. Before we carry on, let's just cover tip of the video. So today we have learn to manage your inventory. If you're over encumbered, you can craft scrap, drop water, eat, drink, read. I see too many people dropping things they can sell for 100 dukes instead of scrapping that one pipe, dropping that one piece of paper, or not crafting duct tape. Also, place a storage crate just off the POI property and dump your stuff in it before starting. Close enough you still can access it, but not on the POI so it doesn't disappear when you start the quest. Don't do the POI being over encumbered. Cheers for that, Bong Lord. I wonder what you get up to on the weekend. Comment your tips below. We're just trying to get ideas from the community, share them around so everyone can be involved. Back to the build. Nice, this is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good. Now, I know we're still using a lot of materials here. This is still an end game base. This isn't an early game base, yeah? I'm just trying to half the material we used on the last base, which was wild. We used so much material on a lot of unnecessary parts, like roofs and all that nonsense. So I think what I'm going to do here is just add some stairs in. Just maybe here? Something like that. Just to bring them up. I might take this out and add a block. Just so they got a path up. I'm hoping they don't get stuck here and just clobber this to get up. That'll be a bit annoying. I might do this just to make sure that that doesn't happen. So then they path up and round. I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not. But I guess we'll find out. Let's replicate this to the other side. There we go. We'll replicate it. That'll do. In the other base, we had like a whole system where we put walls up and all sorts for them to walk around. We're just going to leave it out and open like dirt. I think that's the best way to do it. Okay, I think that does it for the setup, right? The logic, the drop chamber, and just the front ledge. Now we need to actually build our Horde base, which we're going to stick with cobble for now. 1, 2, 3, yeah. So that's where your base is going to start. You want a 2 gap, so you want to be 3 out. Let's just start with a basic wall. You want the wall solid at the bottom because that's where they're actually going to be. Now, I'm probably going to do this so they have an actual path to fall into, you know. So they don't slide down the soil, get caught against the wall, start rage hitting, you know. All that sort of nonsense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've gone 6 down. The 6th block down is where my path starts from there. I don't think this matters. What does matter is having this part 3 deep. Well, it's 2 and a bit, right? We just want to build this up high enough that they can't basically fall off of that and land on the top of this, because that'd be really annoying. One thing I want to do this, because I'm curious to see if we can get a blade trap in there, because wouldn't that be cool? That'd be cooler lower down, wouldn't it, actually? Where they can always get hit. Not sure if that's going to work, though. You can get a blade trap in there. If it was me, though, I would probably put it to advanced. Can I put it upside down? Must be able to. Yeah, there you go. The blades are a little bit lower that way, and they can take some damage down the bottom. That's pretty cool. Put another block there, another block there. Yeah, it's just a little something that may or may not help. I don't know. You could put a couple of them, really, couldn't you? But anyway, I'm not going to get too bogged down with that, because I don't know if that's going to affect the base or not. Let's just keep building this up for now. This needs to come all the way up to our fighting position. There we go. That's now level with our fighting position. And then we just add that like that. And we bring this along to connect it all up. Like so. So now we have the 2 gap that they fall into, and hopefully don't rage hit this. The only problem with this blade trap is it does weaken the bottom of our base, because we've already got 3 blocks missing, right? They only have to take out these 2 and these 2. And then there's no support. I guess you do have the support of all of this here, and then you're also going to have 2 other legs at the back, so maybe it's fine. I'm pretty sure it's fine. That might not be the smartest move, but I guess we'll see, won't we? We'll test it and we'll see what happens. Let's build up our fighting position. I'm going to leave 3 gaps so I can have scaffold ladder, and then bars on their side. Continue to just build this out, like so. There we go. Looking pretty tasty, right? I'm half tempted to push these up a little bit more. I just feel like they might jump over to them. I don't know why they would, but they might. I do apologise. I'm going to bring these up one more, I think, just so they're out of jump range. Then you kind of go from they might do this to they're not going to do this. Just chuck our wedge tip falls back in again. There we go. Looking good. So I've chucked them on top of these two walls as well, just in case they break blocks and make their way on top. They can't run across them, right? It's just a bit of a safety precaution. I don't think that will ever happen, but for the sake of another 10 blocks, you know, whatever. Now back to the fighting position. I want to double up on the bottom part where they can physically hit. So let's just give it a little bit of reinforcement. They can hit 3 blocks high. 1, 2, 3. So they can hit that one from the ground. So at least bring it to there. I'm actually going to do one more because they can hit as they're falling down. There's probably still a lot you can do here to save on material. I'm probably still going a bit overboard, but it's important to make sure it works, people. So I've come 4 out. I think I'm going to go 5 just to give us some room to put some like storage boxes inside or whatever. And then all I'm going to do is fill in this like this. Imagine stairs on their side. Yeah, so it gives it support. To be honest, I'm going to fill this in. I am going to fill this in. It's just a weak point, and I don't like that. We've gone against having the 2 like big legs at the back. I said at the start, or at some point in the video, I was going to have 2 legs at the back like the original base, but I'm just going to do this. This just looks so much better. Look at this. This looks wicked. I really hope this works as well as the first base, because this is a really cool setup. We're going to put a little bit of wall round. We're basically just going to block ourselves in. I want to cover how to get in the base as well, because I didn't do that in the last video, and I haven't quite decided how on earth we're going to do that yet. There we go. So we've boxed ourselves in. Before we put a roof on, I just want to work out how we're going to get into the base. I've turned God mode off. So I've got parkour maxed out. If you're building this base, you're probably end game anyway. You've probably maxed out parkour. So you can get onto here, fair enough. You can get onto here, you can get onto here. You could just put a hatch on the roof, because they're not going to be able to do this jump, right? You can do that with full parkour. Okay, that's cool. Probably even do this and get on top. Yeah, so that works as well. Okay. I guess you could also do something at the back here, like this. And then if you get a ladder, ladder, does this work? That doesn't work. Okay, so you have to have one below, I guess. Do this, and then you can climb up to a door. I guess that works. I don't think zombies can swim at the top of water. I think they always sink and they're always at the bottom. So you can just do this. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Scrap the stupid jump method. Just do this. If anyone's got any experience with building this from my last video, how did you get into your base? I think we're going to do it this way. Just slam a vault door there, just so it's like strong structure that they don't target. I'm fairly certain zombies can't stay on the top of the water. I think they always sink. Yeah, they do. I'm sure they do. I'm just overthinking it. That's fine. We're going to do that. For the roof, we're just going to get some bars, put them onto advanced, and do this. Nice and simple. Any vultures come, you can shoot them. Keeps things nice and easy. I'm going to leave one space and have some ladders going up. And then we'll put a hatch on there at some point. This is just in case you want to put like spotlights on the top to, you know, light everything up. Maybe you want to put some turrets up here. That's probably not a bad shout. We want scaffold ladders. Let's put that onto simple. Have one there, one on the inside. Nope, sorry. On the other way around. One on that side. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? You can't swim. I'm going to bang some bars here, but I'm going to go into advanced, and I'm going to do them on their side, like that, and then scroll 600 years to get to that. There we go. Then we want to get the ramps. These need to be on advanced. You're going to go above like that. Go as far as that, I think. I think that works. I think that works really well. I'm not going to lie, I'm a bit concerned that they're going to stack on top of themselves and somehow glitch across and stand on this wall, which is going to be really annoying. So, I'm going to be really annoying, and hopefully you're not copying this and you've watched the whole video first. But I'm going to lift this so that can't happen. That's a good improvement, people. I'm sorry if you've already built it. We do need to add one more reinforced layer here, because this top block here normally takes a lot of damage where they're like piling up on the fighting position. Maybe you've got the weaponry to keep them off. Fine. If not, they're going to like huddle up here, and they tend to break this block if you are taking too much damage. So you need something above it to reinforce. There's an argument to be had that you should do this as well, just to double crunch it, you feel me? I've added these blocks in just because it's a bit more pleasing on the eye rather than having this weird gap there. You don't have to do that. If you do want to do it, this is the block I used here, wedge 60 inside corner. It's on this category here. Okay, so that's the base done. Buddy, I'm trying to talk here, my man. Why'd you have to interrupt me? Also added in these traps for the droppers for when they fall through. These aren't really necessary. I just want to test to see if it helps. I probably wouldn't recommend putting them in unless we test it and they're good. Then I'll say I recommend putting these in. But I think they'll break throughout the Horde Night and they're not worth it. Right, so we're going to upgrade our fighting position, obviously. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. But we are going to use steel, so I guess it's fine. Just going to reinforce that. I brought this back one so it's just connected to the main structure of the base. Actually, no, it's too wide, isn't it? Yeah, so I need to do one more. So one more brings it to the actual structure of the base. I'm just going to go all the way through though, because I'm hardcore. What can you do about it? Let's do the top there. Let's do them. We of course need to do the actual beam logic, because they're going to be on this all the time. If this breaks, you're in real trouble. Let's just reinforce the path there a little bit. And then, of course, down here, where we're going to be probably taking the most damage, we're just going to upgrade this free high on both sides. May as well do all the bottom of this. So it finishes up looking something like that. You want to do opposite this ledge, just here, because they can hit free distance, right? And these blocks here will be free distance. So this line here needs to be upgraded because they can technically reach that from this point. Oh, damn it! And then we're just going to do... You know what? You might as well do this whole wall at this point. There's no point leaving one little line. Fair enough. This whole wall can just be upgraded to cement. On the back, you only need to go, you know, so way high because they're not really going to do anything here. Let's do 2 high on this, maybe. I don't think we need to go 3 high. They just don't target this side that much, from what I remember. Maybe they will. I guess we'll find out. Just going to make sure this is solid, because if this falls, then that affects their, drop-in height, I guess. They targeted this in the other video, so let's make sure this is cement to 3 high as well. And the same the other side. I'd be damn surprised if they targeted this wall at the back here, because it's literally got nothing to do with where we are. Like, nothing at all. But just in case, I'm going to do 1 line through the middle there. Okay, that's looking good. I don't think we've missed much. We might as well just cement the whole face of this, to be honest. Just to keep it safe. If you can reach up here, do that as well. Okay, that's not a lot of cement, really, for an end game base. Like, normally your entire base is cemented and then you've got loads of steel. That's not that much cement. I'm going to do these because I'm concerned as they come up the stairs, they're going to, take damage. You might as well do the stairs as well, because if they break, then... Damn it! Keep doing that. And then we're going to use not that much steel. We're just going to do the fighting position and the beam. Yeah, bit of steel on the logic, bit of steel on the front. And then we're just going to steel up this bottom line here. And the second one above. And then to finish off, we're just going to steel this middle part. Because they can hit, as I said, from 3 across. So all you actually need to do is that there. Now, you've got to remember, this is an end game base. I've got max game stage. So I'm level 300, the highest you can be. I've increased the blood moon count as well. It's not standard. I think I put it up to 16. So this Horde Night is almost as hard as it can get. You have to change biome to start up in the game. And this amount of material, in my opinion, for that stage of the game is very, very low. I'm actually concerned this isn't going to work. I think I've undercut myself a little bit here. But that's what we're all about. We're all about testing. If this works, that's madness. Because this can only get so much better as you continue to play and build. You know, everything will eventually turn into cement. Cement is not hard to get when you're end game. It's really easy. I'm going to play the safe game and just upgrade these side blocks to steel really quick. Because I remember them attacking these. Let's put it to steel to the actual foundation of the building. Like that. There we go. Because I remember them attacking these corners. So that just... You might as well address the problems that you know exist, right? Chucking a battery bank there real quick. Just fill it up with these. Turn it on. I'm not sure we're going to be able to reach, you know. I'm going to put a relay there. Will this reach down here? Oh, it will. Oh, nice. And it spins. Oh, cool. Wasn't sure that was going to work. But it does. Let's grab the relay and just have these bad boys pumping. You might want to set these electrics up before you put these scaffold ladders in. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get in and out with the wire properly. Okay, I'm not used to switch. I'm just going to do it off the battery bank on and off. Right, well, I guess we want to see a Horde base. A Horde base? Not a Horde base. You can see a Horde base. A Horde Night. Okay, so Horde Night enabled. Oh, let's turn our lights on. I forgot to put a hatch in up there, so hopefully no birds fly through and attack us. For the purpose of the test, block that in real quick. These scaffold ladders I should have put the other way around, but there you go. Remember, we're max game stage. This can only get harder if we change biome. And this base is made by a lot of cobblestone. So there will be blocks broken. I know there will, because there is just too much cobblestone. But we'll know from this test what to upgrade when you build it. You'll see the weak points, right? But this is way less material than the last one I built. Like, significantly less. I'll probably skip through most of this. I'm not going to make you watch it all. We'll power through and see what happens. God, got all the demos. There's no demos left for anybody else. Gotta be so careful. I really do think you need some M60 for this. It'll make all the difference. We've lost 1 bar there. That one's got plenty of health though, so we should be fine. Lots of cops. I'm no crook. Whoa, took a big hit there. Let's have a little bit of healing on that one. There's quite a lot of them, I can't lie. We may have been a bit overboard for the blood moon count in comparison to the kind of gear that we've got. I should have got an M60. That would have been a bit of a more fair test. It's the Horde Night done, so hopefully they calm down a bit. There's still loads of them. Palm of my hand aches from the clicking constantly. There's some floor ones there broke, which to be honest is expected because I was doing this, shooting down at them constantly. And it's only cobblestone, isn't it? So it's going to break. Nice. All dead. Okay. God mode on. Super tool out. Let's also change it to daytime as well. Okay, so it's a bit brighter. We can see a little bit now. Bar itself looks fine. This looks fine. Coming down. This wall took no damage really. This is the main area that took some sort of damage. We'll come back to that. This wall's fine. Our main fighting position is fine. They didn't target this. None of this was targeted. This is all fine. This is all fine. Bottom supports, all fine. our Horde base, where we actually stand, did not get targeted at all. I don't even care what's happened to this. This was successful. They took 2 there, apparently. They didn't this side. They were cobble, though, to be fair. They were just cobble blocks. Took a little hit here. This is the problem. Coming in here, you don't want that. So maybe double up these walls. The only thing that took any damage was here. Now, I probably broke most of this shooting. There was loads of them piled up here while they run round. So I was just literally shooting like this. So I don't want to say it was all me. So all you need to do is just upgrade all of this to steel, because it's a point that's going to take damage, yeah? These are all cobblestone blocks. They're going to break. It's an end game horde with max game stage. Just upgrade them to steel or cement. That's literally problem solved. So, to summarise, the only blocks that broke were cobblestone blocks over there that was nowhere near our base. Doesn't affect us in not even anywhere near of a problem. Honestly, this base is so overpowered. All you need is logic and a 2-gap space in water with a free water deep chamber for them to fall in. And it's game over. Literally game over. This took almost no damage. The one at the back did. I think something blew up to destroy this one at the back. And I think that's why we've got a lot of damage around here, all randomly and quite even. Something blew up and it destroyed that, and it damaged a lot of these. Just upgrade all of this floor to cement as you go, you know. Job done. Trap 1 and 2 down there, worth having. Trap at the back, probably not. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Until the next one, guys.